All right, continuing on with part two, the last two pages of the review. What is the area of the trapezoid? So it's also good to look at our star chart to figure out what is the formula for that we are going to use. And if I look on there for my area of the trapezoid, it says area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2, in parentheses there, and then times the height. The other thing is that we talked about is you can add the two bases first, multiply by the height, and then divide by 2 because half of it is the exact same thing. How do I tell my bases? Well, my bases are those parallel sides. So this and this would be our base. So if I plug that in, I have 4 plus 10 here. And then my height is going to be that perpendicular side there, which is a 5. And then I would divide that all by 2. That would give me my answer. So if I do my order of operations, 4 plus 10, which is going to be 14. 14 times 5, and then we can divide by 2. So 14 times 5 is going to be 70. 70 divided by 2 gives us an answer of 35 centimeters squared. All right, number 8. In a bag of Skittles, the ratio of yellow to red candies is 2 to 3. Which ratio is equivalent to this ratio? So I might set up a table of yellow to red is 2 to 3. That's what they gave us. And then I might check the 20 and 15, 6 and 12, 1 and 2, and 8 and 12, and see if I can get there. So to get here, I would have to multiply by 10. But to get here, I'm multiplying by 5. That wouldn't work because if I have to do the same thing, that one's not going to work. Okay, so we know this one doesn't work. I'm going to say nope, doesn't work. All right, well, let's take a look at getting from 2 to 6. How do I get from 2 to 6? So if I go here, well, I'd have to multiply by 3. That means I'd have to multiply this by 3, but that times 3 doesn't give me 12. That would be 9, so that one doesn't work either. Okay, so let's get rid of that. That's not going to work. You could leave them, obviously. I'm erasing so we can keep track of that. All right, so let's try the next one. Let's go 2 to 1. Well, if I divide, I'm getting smaller, so I'd have to divide by 2. If I divide by 2 here, 3 divided by 2 is not 2. So that one's not going to work either. So really what we need to check is this last one. Let's try it. I'm going to leave that there. So what if I go from here to here? Well, 2 times 4 gives me that 8. So I would have to do 3 times 4. And that does give me 12. So this ratio is the only one that would be the same. Okay. All right, we're multiplying fractions. I see I have 3 2/5 times 3/4. Well, the first thing I notice is I have a mixed number. I've got to change it into a improper fraction. And I Heart Texas, Little Texas, whatever it is that you call it to work, we should be taking 3 times 5 plus 2. So 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17 over 5 because that stays the same. Times 3/4. So we're multiplying so we don't use a reciprocal or anything like that. Well, I can't simplify ahead of time. I can't. So I really just have to multiply. Well, 17 times 3 is 51. Because I multiplied that on the side there. So make sure you show that if we have 17 times 3, we get 1, so we'd have 51 there. And 5 times 4 is 20. Well, that gives me a mixed, or we'll have to change it back to a mixed number. So 20 goes into 51 twice. And when I take that away, I have 11 left. So my answer is going to be 2 and 11/20. So that's what we get when we multiply those. Then number 10, in the school parking lot, the ratio of cars to trucks was 5 to 2. Which ratio is equivalent to this ratio? Well, same type of thing like what we did up there. Maybe it'll be easier. Maybe I should do it this way. So we have cars and we have trucks. It's 5 to 2. And we're checking to see if 10 to 25 is the same. Is 2 to 5 the same? Is 15 to 10 the same? Or is 25 to 10 the same? Okay, so, well, I'm going to cross off this one to start with because I can't just flip them around. They're not going to be the same. So that one isn't going to work. Okay, so that one's not going to work. If I take a look here, I can get here by multiplying by 2. But if I multiply by 2 here, I don't get 25. So that one's not going to work either. All right. What if I go to 15? Well, I would have to multiply by 3. And then, but 2 times 3 doesn't give me 10, does it? That would be times 5. So that one doesn't work. So it has to be this last one, but why? Let's see if we can prove that. So I'm checking, is 5 to 2 the same thing as 25 to 10? And I just pulled those out so I could see, well, how did I get there? I multiplied by 5, and I multiplied by 5. So yes, that one is the same. Okay? Last page here. Seth has 9 cups of eggnog. He wants to put them in servings of 1.5 cups. How many containers does Seth need? Well, he's breaking up what he has. So that means this is a division problem. So if I set this up as a division problem, I've got my alarm going off. Okay, I have 9 divided by 1.5. And I could draw a diagram. I could do something like that. Or I can remember, I can use the reciprocal. So I've got 9 over 1 divided by, and if I heart text this, change it to improper, it'd be 3 over 2. And then I can use my reciprocal. So it'd be 9 over 1 times 2 over 3. I can simplify this one. Yay! 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So really, I just have 3 times 2, which is 6 over 1, but we're just going to leave it as 6. So you need 6 containers. Number 12. An elf has wrapping in a sheet that is 4/5 yards long and wants to cut it into pieces that are 3/8 yards long. The elf wants to use the expression shown to calculate the number of pieces that can be cut from the sheet of wrapping paper. So we have 4/5 divided by 3/8. So we've set up the problem. They want to know which expression can also be used to calculate the number of pieces. Well, they don't want us to actually solve it. They just want to say, okay, what can we do to this? Well, if it's division, I know I've got to take 4/5 and I've got to multiply by the reciprocal of 8/3. And I could solve it and come up with something, or I can look over here for A, B, C, or D and see which one is 4/5 times 8/3. Well, here's 4/5 times 3/8, 4/5 times 3/8. Oh yeah, remember we said we needed to fix this one. We said this one wasn't going to be that. They were a typo. And so this should be 8/3. Well, that's good because look at that. We need that answer right there because that's what it would be. We aren't multiplying by 3/8 and we aren't continuing to divide. So that's why C and D don't work. All right, number 13. What is the reciprocal of 8/9? That should be a simple problem. 8/9, we're just going to use the reciprocal. We just flip that, right? And so it would be 9/8. If we simplify it, which would be the best way, it should be 1 and 1/8 because there's a group of 8/8 there that we could pull out. Find the quotient for 7/11 divided by 2/3. So I'm going to use my reciprocal. So I've got 7/11 times 3 over 2. Well, look at that. We can't, there's nothing that will divide evenly, so I've just got to multiply straight across, which is going to be 21 over 22. That's my answer. We're simplified. That's all we need to do. And the last one, find the quotient for 6.5 divided by 5/8. So 6.5 divided by 5/8. I've got to change it to improper. So we're going to do that by taking 2 times 6, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13 over 2, divided by 5/8. Now I can use my reciprocal. So 13 over 2 times 8/5. I can simplify the 2 and the 8. 2 goes into 2 once and into 8 4 times. 5 and 13, they don't do there. But 4 times 13 is going to be 52. And we've got a 5 here. Well, we can change it back. And a lot of us can see this. How many times does 5 go into 52? Well, it goes in there 10 whole times, and that leaves 2 left over. So 2 out of that 5. So my answer should be 10 and 2/5. Now, if you're listening to this, I want you to write your teacher a little note, a little Christmas note. Tell us something about what your plans are for Christmas. That way we know that you've actually listened, not just watched. But just write a little note at the bottom of this page or someplace there on your review. Okay, so this is part 2. Guys, good luck on the exam. Have a good day.